I want to give you an opportunity to see a short video as to how you're going to use MATLAB to complete your project. So I'm going to send you a couple of files. In this example, I'm using a file called example.mat. You'll get a .mat file I'll send to you. And I'm also going to use a file called decode.m. So once you receive the files that I'm going to send to you, then you need to store them somewhere on your computer. Or the computer that has MATLAB exactly. So now I've opened MATLAB up, and you'll see that MATLAB is always going to open up in this Documents MATLAB directory. So the first thing you have to do is come over here, and you'll have to search the computer for the location that you have saved the files I've sent to you. I don't know where you'll save them. Wherever you do, find them there. For me, I've saved them here, so I'm just going to click there. Now, if all the panes are open on MATLAB, you'll notice over here that this lists all the files that are in that directory. So I can see there's the example.mat file I'm looking for and decode.m. On older versions of MATLAB, you can come to the command window if you don't see these additional windows here. And you just type what, and that will tell you all of the files that are in the directory. Notice it says either M files, there's decode, and there's mat files. There's several there. The one I'm looking for is example. So in order to load that file, what mat files hold in them is just variables. So I've saved an encoding matrix for you and the actual coded vector that you're going to receive. And you'll see what I'm talking about here. So to get that mat file opened up so that I can have access to the variables that are in it, I type load and then the name of the mat file. In this case is example. And I hit return. Now if I type who, it'll tell me the variables that are available to me. You see I have a variable A and Z. Notice over here on the right pane I have A and Z. So in newer versions of MATLAB you'll see these panes and you don't have to type these antiquated commands at the command line. Okay, so what I have now, as we talked about in class, is a matrix A is the linear transformation I used on some vector to encode it so that no one would know what it really was. And now I've shipped to you Z and I've shipped to you the key. So in order to get back the actual vector, I need to multiply Z by the inverse of A. So I'm going to save that in a variable. I call it S is equal to the inverse of A times Z. And so there is the actual vector that was sent. And so this represents a word, and I have written an M file to convert real numbers into actual characters. And so you're going to use that decode.m file. And so the way you use that is you can save its output to some vector or some variable. I'll call it T is equal to, and then you simply type decode, open a paren, and then whatever the variable is you want to decode and close paren. So I want to decode S, hit return, and we see that the actual message I was sending to you was the word cat. So you'll do exactly this for your particular project. And then you want to save this worksheet to some text file and include that with your write-up so I can see how you actually went through. And that's a pretty straightforward process too. If you have any trouble with that, just let me know. Good luck, sleuths.